Welcome back to another episode of Sweet Cards, Dude, presented by Houston Card Exchange. On today's episode, we are joined by OPC Kyle. Kyle from OPC Baseball in Caldwell, Texas. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Yeah, glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. But so how's your day been?
It's been pretty good. Can't complain. Day off of being in the shop, but got a lot of stuff done around the house today, so productive nonetheless.
Productive days.
Absolutely. I'm dealing with I think we had some power outages yesterday, and I think it did something to my AC, and so if you see like sweat coming down my face during the recording, that's why.
That's
and
brutal.
So, yeah, I went and changed the filter out just to see if maybe that's what it was, and it's hasn't done any good yet, and so everybody's kind of sweating a little bit, but we'll be all right. But so tell us a bit about your background and how you kind of got involved in the sports card industry.
Yeah, so it was kind of funny actually how I got into sports cards. When I was a kid, I collected here and there, not anything super crazy. It was actually a couple of years ago, right after COVID. I was in Target buying an Xbox, and they had some 2022 Series 2 blaster boxes in there, and I picked up a blaster box and took it home and opened them with my dad. And kind of got hooked right there. We started buying a lot of stuff, and then not too long thereafter, we decided to start. We saw all these breaks and stuff happening online on platforms like Whatnot and everything, and we kind of got into that too. We started our own company, did that for a little while, and then kind of as I started going and getting back into school, that kind of fizzled out. We don't do it as much anymore. It's still something we kind of do here and there on the side. But that's kind of how I got into it and went from having almost no cards to having way too many. So,
so you didn't collect until roughly starting at 22. I take it right. What you said. I got you. That's cool. So you came in the hype that crazy year, man. We were watching breaks and not getting in them for a little bit, but they were going crazy back then. That's awesome, man. What drew you to working for OPC? And
it was actually kind of funny how I got into OPC. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. That's pretty much.
I moved to College Station in January this year. Go to Texas A&M. Both my parents went there, so it's kind of like it's been my dream to get to A&M. And
there you go.
I was looking for a job down here. I'd been doing Uber Eats up at home to kind of pay my bills, and it'd been a while. I'd applied to a bunch of jobs down here. Uber Eats is not quite as volatile and College Station as it was in the DFW area. So I'd been waiting around for a long time. Yeah, a little bit different here.
Most definitely.
But I've been looking around for jobs and applying, not hearing anything back. And one night I'm on Facebook. I'm in a couple of different card groups on Facebook, and I saw a post that Tom, our owner, had posted on there looking for a breaker. My dad actually saw the post the same night too. He sent it to me, and I emailed Tom the next morning. He called me right back, and I went and checked out the shop, met with him, and got a feel for the way things were at OPC. They got an amazing setup there. I was super happy to get to be a part of it, even come check it out, because I didn't even know what it was before I saw that Facebook post. And I got in there. I liked the environment that Tom had created. He's got a lot of great stuff. You can tell that he's very passionate about what he does, and he wanted to make sure he was hiring good people. Yeah. So it seemed like it was a good fit, and I got to go hang out with them that weekend while they were breaking, get an idea of what they were doing there, and then it just kind of happened from there.
That's cool, man. Well, I met
break?
Tom.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all good. I met Tom last December, so I have some relatives that live in Caldwell, kind of right off of the road that OPC is off of.
Yeah.
Just a little bit further. I don't know if it's west or what exact direction it is, but it's I don't know. You drive past it if you're going through town, like through that direction. And so I've decided that every December when we go there for Christmas party, I'm going to stop by OPC on that Saturday and try to buy a box. Last year I bought like 92, 93 Fleer basketball, like a hobby box. And I didn't realize it had 500 freaking cards in it when I went to open it. And then like I started opening it up and there was just like so many packs. But no, Tom took care of me. I had that day I was like, man, I got to go by this card shop. My cousin had been telling me about it. And I finally went in there and it was like 10 minutes till like 6. And I think y'all were about to close. But Tom took care of me and talked with me and stuff like that. And so ever since then, I've tried to support you all on social media and stuff like that by liking and kind of sharing your stuff. And what I really like about the shop is the way that it's set up and how much wax y'all actually have in there. Like
Absolutely.
the whole C section and like the whole walls just full of wax. It was really impressive. And like, we don't have, I mean, there's maybe 3 like shops in Houston or the Houston area. You have some in Conroe now that are going on, but like there's nothing even in Houston. I would say that's probably compared to like the way that y'all are set up. And so y'all do a really good job. And if I was a little bit closer, I was a little bit closer to y'all would be I would be coming through there a lot more. But no, I just wanted to kind of drop that in there that I've been in there. And then so hopefully we can have Tom on sometime. That'd be kind of cool to have him on.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that was one of the things that really blew me away the first time I came in there. I came in and saw all that wax, and that was just like something you're sitting in the middle of Caldwell, Texas. You're never going to guess that all that wax is sitting there. It's kind of amazing.
Just drive right past it. What was it that you broke the first time? What did you have when you broke your first time? Oh
man, the first day that I was there, he was doing some breaks where I think it was a Topps Luminaries had just come out. And so it was running like 5 boxes of logo Fractor and a box of Luminaries. So that was a really fun first break.
Wow. And that's a pretty big break right there with those
Luminaries. Yeah, that was the first time I really got into break anything quite that expensive. So like first day jumping in there, I'm getting to get into some crazy stuff that I've never gotten to experience before.
Did you pull anything crazy that first one? I know I'm just keep asking about the same thing, but I was just
I don't remember anything being like absurd out of that first box of Luminaries, but I know like the first weekend I was there, we were doing a bunch of personals on there, and we got into one of the Bowman U football Breakers Delight boxes.
Okay,
and it was like the second day I'm in the shop, and I pulled a Caleb Williams Big Kahuna Super Fractor auto on my second day in the shop.
Man.
I was like, this is crazy. And Tom was like, yeah, that's just the beginning. You're going to pull even crazier stuff here.
So do you like watch sports before? Like, have you always been kind of into sports and have the understanding? And I mean, like what's going on with them?
I've definitely been into sports. Baseball's always been probably my biggest sport. I've always struggled when I was a little kid. Basketball was my favorite sport. And I kind of fell out of love with it for the whole middle part of my life in between being a kid and where I am now. But since I've come to Texas A&M, watching baseball games in the fall and in the winter, kind of fell back in love with basketball again. So I'm getting more familiar with that. Yeah. Football actually used to probably be one of my top sports. It's probably my least favorite now. Yeah. But I do watch a lot of sports though.
Cool.
That's cool. But from your perspective, how has the sports card market changed just in this time that you've been in it?
I mean, I've been in it for such a short time, but I feel like it's still changed pretty drastically. When I got into it, I mean, it was the peak hype during COVID when everybody was buying into all these breaks. Wax was through the roof. Singles were going crazy. People were paying $100,000 for a Mac Jones card. So,
wow, that's crazy. Even being that's him and everything, watching all those firsts and autos and stuff going down now.
It's definitely different. It's starting to settle a little bit back into think where it was. It's making some of the wax a little bit more affordable for people to be able to get into. And I think it's coming back down to more of a level, stable environment where it's not so crazy, can swing in big changes all over the place.
Yeah. So for someone that may just be watching for the first time and they've come across this episode for whatever reason, could you just explain what a break is to someone that may not know? Because I know part of growing the hobby, I think, is people getting into breaks because the prices of wax are so expensive right now. It's really sometimes out of reach for the normal kind of average Joe who's not going to go in and drop $800,000 on a box on a hobby box or something like that. But yeah, if you could let us know what that is, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, so breaks, I mean, they seem like this foreign concept. Nobody, like, when you first get into cards and you're ripping packs, you think, why would I want somebody to open my cards for me? Because that's kind of what you would think the fun of it is. But the great thing about breaks is you get in there, you get a random team sometimes. Sometimes you get to pick the team that you get in your break. And it's a much more affordable way for people to get into these products that they might not normally have a chance to get into. Like for me, like Luminaries, that first day I was in there, that's something that I probably would have never ripped on my own. It's one card and it's almost $500 a box. But getting into these breaks where you got a lot of different products mixed in there gives people this opportunity to get some cards, chase after these players that they really want to get without having to break the bank. I think it's a really great way for people to get into the hobby and try to collect some stuff that they normally wouldn't be able to do.
Right. Yeah, that's what I took the perspective. Me and Brent were talking early on. I was going crazy and buying everything off shelves again. And then I think about the same time, Brent, we found out about breaks, and it was just
pretty much
it went the other way.
Yeah.
But it's no, the breaks are cool, man. Like I really think that it's just crazy that because of technology, like the way that you're able to kind of like broadcast that and then just to be able to capture those moments whenever you're pulling kind of those big cards and those players that people are chasing and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, the technology side of things. I don't know how old you are, but we're pretty not old, but we're probably
40.
A little bit older. Yeah, I'll be 40 in October. So
I'm 24. So
yeah, you're like my brother. So
that's dope, man. But go ahead, Brent.
Yeah. So what's the biggest pull you've seen since you've been there, or the biggest card that you've pulled, or the kind of the biggest one that's been there when you were around?
Man, that's a tough one. I've seen,
or just your favorite, maybe.
Yeah. Or
a lot of the Wimby stuff is crazy, man. I got to, when we first started getting into Prism, I pulled a blue cracked ice Wimby out of 125.
Wow.
And that was at the time probably a $10,000 card.
Yeah.
Which is just
That's
absurd
crazy.
for somebody's base card numbered to 125 to be a $10,000 card is just insane.
Right.
It's kind of unfathomable. But yeah, I've gotten to pull a lot of crazy stuff. Getting into Dynasty this year was really cool. I had the cool opportunity to pull the MJ Melendez World Baseball Classic 101 that he was trying to buy back.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, I broke this for a customer. We did, I think 3 cases of it for this one guy. And I don't know if he ended up trying to meet with him or not. He seems like he collects to keep for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he got into doing that, but it was kind of cool to see that card that MJ had asked to get back if he had the opportunity. And
you're seeing that more often though now.
Yeah. Lots of guys.
What happened this weekend, right? Somebody, I think it was for the Cubs, I want to say.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know, but a lot of these younger guys in baseball specifically, it seems like baseball's the big one for these guys to be getting into collecting cards. I know Bobby Witt Jr. is a big collector. We actually had a cool opportunity a couple of weeks ago with Josh Young. We had a super fractor out of Topps Pristine that they had pulled before the product even came out. Like we had a box, one of our other breakers, Mike, he had never opened Topps Pristine. It's a weird format. It's got like a pack and a pack and a pack.
Right.
And he was looking to break a box of it before we got live so he could have an opportunity to kind of get a feel for the product. And he goes and rips open a case, grabs a box, and there's a Josh Young Super Fractor Auto in there.
Damn.
And we ended up getting into contact with Josh Young. He brought us out to a Rangers game. Got to go down on the field before the game and meet him.
Wow,
and
that's
exchange
badass.
with him. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Bad. We love some Pristine over here. So
yeah,
Pristine's one of my favorite.
I have a hobby box that I bought last year, and I was like, man, I'm either going to sell this or I'm going to just kind of sit on it forever. But now we're doing a giveaway right now, and so once we get to a certain, I think I get to like a certain 1,500 followers or something.
1,500
like that,
and me at 1,000.
Then we're just gonna give the whole box away. I think we're gonna do like a division, like break it up and do like a divisional break and give like all the cards to like 6 different people or something like that. But no, we broke a lot of Pristine last year. I know Brandon did. He broke a lot of, him and his wife broke a lot of Pristine last year.
We got to know that.
What does a typical day for you at the shop look like? Just to kind of give a little back, something, you know what I'm saying? Like people are always watching the breakers, but you know what's really going on. You know what I mean? What does a day look like for you besides kind of just
what's the prep maybe for before the episode? Pretty much. What's your routine?
There's actually quite a bit that goes on to getting into Fanatics Live. They do a really good job on Fanatics Live of making their back end very intuitive to be able to set up the stream very, very good for the users.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have to do mostly, we do a lot of personals at OPC because, as you guys know, we got a lot of sealed wax. So a lot of our business comes from personals. A lot of what I'm doing in the morning when I get there is getting the personal listings moved over from one stream to another, making sure cameras are ready up and going, getting our stream title and our banner put up. Tom helps a lot with that too. He's creating all of our banners that you guys see when you go check out our streams on Fanatics Live. But it's basically just getting in there, making sure that we've got our breaks planned for the day, getting everything loaded over into the menu, and then just hopping on there 10 o'clock in the morning, getting going.
That's cool. How long are your streams usually last? How long do you go?
Depends on the day. Right now, I've got some classes I'm taking in the morning, so I'm running getting there a little later. I run from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 6 o'clock at night on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and then Saturday and Sunday I get there at 10 a.m. and run till about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening.
Not bad.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's a good time. I mean, it's a job, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like work. I'm in there having a good time, hanging out, chatting with people, and getting to do something that I love doing. Man, I would do this for free, so getting paid to do it's just a bonus.
Yeah, I hear that, man.
That's dope.
So who do you collect? Like you said, I know earlier you were saying that you didn't have a lot, and now you do have a lot, and so like, is there someone particular that you collect?
Yeah, my biggest one that I have a personal collection of is Adrian Beltre. I'm a huge Rangers fan. I've been a Rangers fan all my life. He was like the reason that I liked playing baseball. I always watched him out there. He was always having a good time. He had a great attitude. He was funny. Just made watching baseball great. So I collect a lot of his stuff. I also collect Bobby Witt Jr. Had an opportunity to actually play baseball with him when I was a kid. I was on his team for a day. They needed to fill in on his select team, and I got the opportunity to do that. That was pretty cool. So that's kind of that's what I say is my claim to fame. So I played with Bobby.
Hey man, that's a bad dude, man.
Yeah, dude he's killing it right now. And so
you're from Dallas. You're from the Dallas area.
Yeah, I'm from the DFW area.
Dallas, like Arlington, or I mean.
So I lived in Bedford, just a little. It's like a couple towns west of DFW Airport. Yep. I did live in Arlington for a little while. I've been kind of all over the DFW Metroplex.
That's cool. My grandma lives in Arlington, and so I like the Arlington area.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
People don't know how to drive up there, though. No offense.
No, nobody knows how to drive. No, for the most part, that just goes for all of Texas. But
that's true. I was in New York.
The sheds on the freeway. That's what I knew was wild. The sheds every so often do that. Threw me off the first time driving through there.
Yeah, I fit in right good driving in New York City, though. I drove through like downtown Manhattan, and like I was just like trying to make it.
They've got it down there. They've got it figured out. We can definitely take notes here.
Ain't lying.
So, do you have any goals or like any exciting projects with OPC that you're looking forward to in the near future that y'all are working on or anything like that?
We are actually putting together something right now that I think is going to be really exciting. We're working in close partnership with Fanatics Live to promote this. For the beginning of football season, we put together a $100,000 break.
Wow.
It's going to cover several years. We've got a full case of 2016 National Treasures in there, full case of 2017 Contenders Optic. We got a couple of boxes of 2018 Select Hobby. Nothing from 2019 in there, but we do have a full case of 2020 Contenders Optic going in that break. 2 boxes of 2021 Flawless, a full case of 22 NT, a full case of 22 Flawless, and then a case of 23 Impeccable Football.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you get some of those older ones that come like the 2016? You're searching for what? That's
it's going to be Dak Prescott is in there.
Because Mahomes is what, 2017?
Mahomes is 2017. That's probably the biggest case in that break is that 2017 Contenders Optic. We were looking at it the other day, like a base Patrick Mahomes auto out of there at a PSA 10 is a $15,000 card.
That's wild.
So there's some huge upside potential in this break.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
How much is a spot going to cost?
We're gonna. It's really tough to do, but we're gonna price it out as a pick your team.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's a draw, man.
Yeah, I think that we think that'll make it a little bit more fair for everybody because I mean, there's definitely going to be some teams in there where you don't want to drop $3,500 on a team and end up with the Cardinals and get nothing of any note. So we want to price it out accordingly. That way, people have a good opportunity to get what they pay for.
Would you put Chiefs? Who would you put as your number one? Just out of random out of that one.
I think like just because of the value of Patrick Mahomes, it's got to be Chiefs. 2020 product being in there is going to make that huge. So, I mean, there's a lot of big teams in there. You got Burrow rookies in there with the Bengals. You got Hurts with the Eagles. Those are going to be some pretty heavy hitting teams in that break. You've also got Jamar Chase in there, which is going to
Jefferson's in that class too, right?
Yeah, Jefferson's in there. You got CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons.
That's a crazy one right there.
Huge class.
So that's everybody. That's not Bengals, I guess, right? And the Cowboys would be the front runners.
I definitely think the Chiefs are going to probably be the most expensive team in that break. Closely followed by Bengals are going to be on up there.
Right.
Chargers with Herbert in 20 are going to make them really expensive too.
He's kind of flattened out. What do you off topic? But what do you think is going to happen with Harbaugh out there? When is he going to be the quarterback whisperer with Buddy?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I like Harbaugh a lot.
Yeah.
Always have. My mom's a huge Harbaugh fan. But I don't know if he's going to be able to make it happen up there. I really don't.
Right. There's not the talent. Ecker is the best back, right? And then, dude, I think they lost the best receiver they had, Keenan Allen, with the Bears this year. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm just intrigued.
And I know he's been in the NFL before, and he's very successful there. But coming back again from college, making that transition to NFL, it's going to be interesting to see how he handles it again.
Right. Khakis and a whistle.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it with the 49ers, though, when he came back. He took them. And so,
but there was a lot to that, though, right? There was so much to that team. They had a really good defense at that time, right? And stuff of that nature. Sure. But I don't know. But isn't that kind of what pushed him out, though? Remember, Vernon Davis had issues with him back then. I want to say Frank Gore. Kind of that's why Frank Gore went to Indy at the time.
Yeah, I think the thing that's making it easier for him to go to the NFL is those problems that he was having to deal with players in the NFL is becoming more of a reality to deal with in college with the way that they're allowed to pay players with NIL and everything. So it's not really much different. The money's probably better at the professional level. So if you got to deal with it on both sides, you might as well take it where the money's better.
Right.
Good take. Yeah.
You mentioned college football. What do y'all think about that new the new system now? We're gonna have the March Madness break for football. Y'all saw that? I think it's 11 total games now.
Yeah,
for the national championship this year. Sure. It's gonna be wild, dude. It's gonna be over like a 3-week period.
I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I definitely think it'll help to find out who the true best team. It'll give some of these teams that normally don't have an opportunity to get in that top 4 to make their argument that they're one of the best teams. We're gonna find out here.
That's right.
Really
we're gonna find out.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it'll be exciting for that. Basketball, like March Madness, is really like my favorite kind of like event to watch. Just like the stacking of like, and I like that the NBA has even gone to their kind of in season tournament too, just because it gives that extra feel of those players are actually trying a little bit harder than they would be normally during that time. And so I don't know. That's basketball is my sport. My family all plays kind of basketball. I grew up playing like baseball and football, and I was never really good at basketball. But as I've gotten older, I don't know. I like the action of basketball. And it's I don't know. That's one of my.
Ashley likes it. That's why you've gone to more games with her and stuff of that nature.
My wife, she grew up in a real small town, and like so they played sports. Like it was sports in church, and like so she played basketball when she was like 5 years old, and so like that was always a big thing for them. But let's do a quick like rapid fire round. We're gonna spit off some questions and kind of see where you're at. But what's your favorite athlete of all time?
Adrian Beltre. I said that one.
Okay.
He's my favorite. Love him. He's the one that made me love baseball. So,
cool. What's your favorite Aggie?
My favorite Aggie, man. That's a tough one right there.
Evans out there, right? Manziel's kind of washed up now. No one's really going for him. But what about Dat Win and some of those, the Wrecking Crew days, right?
This is a little before my time. This is going to be when my mom and dad were in college. So
that's we're that age. We're that age.
And then probably for me, it might be Von Miller. Love me some.
Hey, I didn't even think of that. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I think you thought you were going to go with like Myles Garrett or someone of that nature. That dude's a freak too. But Von, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a really good one.
Most valuable card in your personal collection?
That is a tough one as well. I actually have a lot of my cards sitting over here with me. Let me see. I might have one. Let's see. Did I have it? Where is it? Oh, this one right here. This is 2022 Topps Cosmic Chrome. This is a Bobby Witt Jr. Black Eclipse Refractor out of 10 that I got in a break. That one's pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. Man, what do you think about? Side note, what do you think about basketball getting cosmic now? I think that's gonna be pretty badass this year coming. Did y'all hear about that?
I haven't heard much about the basketball yet. I know they've got those contracts coming. I'm excited to see what Topps is going to do with basketball because that's
Cosmic's coming back. We got the confirmation, right, Brent? We've been hearing that Cosmic was not going to be in baseball next year, and then we got the confirmation 2 days ago that it is. It's pretty dope. I'm excited.
Yeah,
that's
love
my
Cosmic.
favorite.
I think it's a great product.
That and Sapphire. That's it. Those are my probably 2 favorite breaks.
So, best advice for someone new getting into card collecting?
I think the thing that I would say most is to do your research before you buy anything. There's a lot of misinformation out there regarding the hobby. It's easy to just make a lot of impulse buys based on some information that you've heard in passing. But there's a lot of great resources out there for you to be able to do research on. I mean, eBay's obviously a huge one. 130 Point is another great one to look for comps on stuff. Sports Card Investor, all great if you're looking to buy singles. If you're looking to get into breaks, do your research on those two. Look for people that have got good reviews. Break Comp is a great platform. If you've seen that on Instagram, I believe they also have a website where you can go check out and compare prices on breaks between different breakers.
Oh, that's cool. What was that again?
It's called Break Comp.
That's so fun. I'm gonna check that out.
Instagram, they do a lot of comparisons when products are released of different breakers' prices, and they do all.
What you should be paying compared, kind of.
Yeah, they kind of take all the information that they can find and put together averages.
That's badass. I never even heard of that.
For. Yeah,
appreciate that one, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Favorite football team?
Favorite football team? Unfortunately, it's the Cowboys, man.
Man, it's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's brutal. It's brutal being a Cowboys fan out here. It's like we don't want to win.
And we'll see.
The Texans are like that for a long time, so we'll see what happens with us.
We tend to blow it, though.
I like Stroud a lot. I think he's going to do really well for you guys.
Yeah, us too. But let me see. What else do we have here?
To tag that question, do you think they're going to give Prescott a new deal? Or are they going to let that one
probably. Jerry loves him. Jerry loves Dak Prescott. I don't know that he deserves a new deal, but
right. But what are you going to have? There's not anything out there really right now. It was a crap draft class. So.
Yeah,
I think that helped them out.
Yeah, I don't know where else you're going to go right now. It's going to probably be a couple years, if at all. If we go looking for another quarterback, we could be in another situation where we just run him and he's our quarterback until he retires, like Romo.
Right. And that was career wasted, dude. He was a beast, dude, for a while there.
I know. He needed a good O-line. If he had a good O-line, he had a great career.
Good point. That's when they started getting Zach Martin and all them because of all that. Then that dang line that Ezekiel had. That was crazy that year.
Yep.
It was. Are you going to be at the National, or is OPC going to have the presence at the National?
I'm not going to be there, but Tom will be there for that week. I'm actually heading out of town to Monterey, California that week. But Tom's going to be up there, hanging out, talking to people. So I'm looking forward to getting to a National in the future, though.
Yeah, we're going to go out there. We're not getting a booth or anything like that, but we're just going to go check it out and kind of see what all the fuss is about and see what's going on. But Monterey's beautiful. That whole area of California is beautiful.
Yeah, I absolutely love it there.
What's it called? So, but before we kind of wrap up, where can listeners kind of find you online, and what are your social media handles, and how can people get into break?
Yeah, so to find me, I'm at OPC_Kyle on Instagram. That's going to be the best way to find me. If you want to get into breaks with us, I'm live Wednesday through Sundays on Fanatics Live, mostly there in the afternoons to early evenings. I'm doing breaks there 5 days a week. We've actually got a new breaker on there. His name's Reagan. He just came into the shop this weekend for his first day. So we'll have Fanatics up and running 7 days a week now.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, if you want to check us out, we're OPC Baseball on Fanatics Live. We also have another breaker running on Loop 7 days a week. If you want to check out breaks over there as well. And then you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at OPC_Baseball_cards.
Perfect, man. Well, we really appreciate you taking time out of your evening to jump on with us and kind of just get to know us and let us to get to know you as well too. So we appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you did a really good job. So you're welcome to come on any other time you'd
awesome.
Like if you have something to talk about. We're doing a baseball episode at some point, and so we're looking
for All-Star break.
Yeah, we're looking for some hot takes on baseball and stuff like that. And so we'll just again,
if you're interested, we'll reach out. We're trying to get just different perspective, different teams, and let us argue in here a little bit.
Absolutely, man. Let me know.
Appreciate that, man. Well, like I said, we enjoyed having you on, man. I appreciate taking time. And thanks for the hint, the tips, man, on those, man.
Yeah,
a couple of those.
Anytime, man.
This is sweet cards, dude.